So it's been 6 months since Xiaomi announced the POCO X3 NFC, arguably the best mid-range phone of 2020. And we said best not only because of its price, but also it packed great features for the price with a bit of extra sauce to top it all off. But if you've seen my 1-month review of this phone, which 40% of you hated so much, I said in that video that I wasn't going to keep it because of its performance issue, particularly the frame drops that I experienced back then. So 6 months later, I'm revisiting this phone to check if POCO actually did some software tweaks to address my concerns as well as yours. Also, subscribing to this channel and hitting the bell icon below to get notified of my videos really help me grow and make more tech videos for you to enjoy. Right off the bat, let's start with the performance. The X3 NFC is porting Qualcomm's Snapdragon 732G chipset, and to this day it's still fast and reliable, especially when it's paired with this smooth 120Hz display. Now, like I've mentioned, the biggest problem I had was the stutters everywhere, whether it's switching apps or just going through the settings. After that review, POCO sent out an update that slightly fixed my frame drops, but it wasn't as polished as it is today. As of this video, my phone is running on the stable global version of MIUI 12.0.8 with a February 2021 security patch. So to answer the question of whether POCO tweaked the software to improve the performance, I would say yes. And I'm so glad they did because I was able to appreciate the true value of this phone. Yes, there are a few stutters here and there, but it's the common stutters that also plague Android for several years. Despite the grayness of this display, I do have to mention the jankiness of the touch rate. POCO X3 NFC comes with 240Hz touch rate, and I believe it does because it's really responsive. However, the touch experience felt janky to me at times, especially during the first week. It's kinda hard to explain, to be honest with you, but I noticed that the display has a hard time recognizing light and firm swipes, so sometimes a light swipe that should have scrolled through several pages ends up scrolling through a single page, if that makes sense. I even found the 60Hz panel of the Redmi Note 90 5G to be more touch accurate, in a sense that it doesn't affect my swiping activity. Anyway, this is probably something you'll get used to over time as I did. For the battery, the 5160 mAh is a tank. In my opinion, I think the battery performance in this phone has improved since day one. If I'm streaming a video which lowers the refresh rate to 60Hz, I can easily get up to 10 hours of screen time along with social media use. But if I'm not as attentive to my phone, I would easily get up to 2 days worth of battery life. And also, that 33 watts is really fast even if it's just topping up in a little over an hour. I think it's the most underrated feature of this phone. But the reason why I think the battery is great is because MIUI 12 is still very aggressive in killing apps in the background. It's actually so aggro that my notifications almost always arrive half an hour late. And despite my best efforts to keep the apps running, MIUI always find a way to revert back the settings to their default state. Well, at least on this POCO X3. But for the cameras, I didn't see any huge improvements. Maybe it's just me, but I noticed the ultra-wide camera is sharper and more color accurate when capturing red or pink color, anything that's along the lines of red. The POCO may not have the best cameras in a mid-range phone, but I think it's close to second to the Redmi Note 9 Pro and Note 9s. Lastly, I want to talk about the design. Last time I had the blue variant of this phone, but today I have the shadow black version. Although I like the fact that it almost hides the stripe on the back, I think I prefer the blue color more. Also, I still feel the same way about the heavy build and large design of this phone. However, I did get used to its heftiness after quite a while. But putting a case on it made it unwieldy for my average sized Asian hands, so I was rocking this phone caseless for 99% of its time. Durability wise, I don't think this phone could last a year or a few months without scratches no matter how much you take care of it. Because the back is made of plastic, regardless of what surface you put this phone on, it's going to leave a scratch, and the fact that this is a glossy phone doesn't help in hiding the scratches. With the first unit that I had, that one left me with a deep scratch on the back. But on this one, I noticed micro scratches already within a week of usage. Naturally, most of you rock this phone with a case, but in my opinion, for someone who wants to go naked, I just want a glass back for better durability. So after 6 months, I would say the POCO X3 NFC has improved since launch day. I would also say that it's still a worthy purchase today. But you're probably thinking whether you should upgrade to the Redmi Note 10 Pro or Pro Max that got announced earlier this month, which is essentially a POCO X3 NFC but with 120Hz Super AMOLED and 108MP for the Pro Max. It may be worth it if you're exclusively looking for better display quality and big camera sensors, but if you're looking for better performance and a bit of future proofing, I would suggest waiting for the next POCO X3 in a few weeks or months that could feature a flagship level chipset with better camera enhancements. And that's it for my POCO X3 NFC 6-month review. You can leave your thoughts in the comment section below because I usually reply to most of them, and again, please do subscribe to this channel to see more videos like this. So until the next one, stay safe.